We're Roger and Michelle, living our dream of a live-aboard life. We flew to Greece, bought a Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 45, and named her Sea of Gold. So here we are, sailing Sea of Gold and taking on the Mediterranean.
In this episode, we are spilling it.
We're spilling all kinds of cash into the endless hole, which is called a boat. But this week, we're going to go through, tell you guys exactly what we spent on the boat to get it ship shape and in its current condition.
I think this is going to be one of the episodes people are most looking forward to. How much did we actually spend to get this boat together?
Yes. Yeah, we'll go over, we'll start with, the cost, purchase price of the boat plus whatever we spent to actually get here. Car rentals, hotels, all that stuff. That'll be one number. And then everything else that we put into the boat. Some we knew about. Most of it we didn't know about.
Yeah.
So let the fun begin.
We've had a rotten time. It seems appropriate. It's a cloudy day out there. So there have been some lows. There have been a lot of lows.
Oh, look at that. That looks like, oh my God.
Do you think that's been looked at any time in the past decade?
Oh my gosh, this really irks the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Like, talk about lack of maintenance.
Got us a new turbocharger. Looks real pretty. Spins real nice too. We met the previous owners and asked him what he thought of the boat. He loved it. There's nothing but glowing recommendations about the boat, that everything was great. Well, we splashed in the water and it was quite obvious a number of things that weren't so great. And here's some of them. Cold engine start after a year of being stopped. I'd expect some smoke, and there was.
Yeah, but you're talking about smoke on the outside? There was smoke on the inside.
Looking at this, I'm going to guess the seam.
That does look pretty rusty. Oh,
Watch it leak.
yeah,
That's a good leak too.
that is a good leak. What about that squeal? Because there was quite the squeal.
Quite the squeal. We already identified that the cutlass bearing was loose. And that really magnified once we got the prop rotating and we're on the water. It really made a squealing vibration, noise. I mean, there was no way you didn't know that was there. We knew about the cutlass. I didn't think it would be all that expensive, but I didn't realize that the labor charge was going to be €1,000.
Finding labor also was, I don't know. I mean, there's trying to figure out what needs to be fixed on the boat, wanting to do certain fixes, trying to find what seems like the one guy in the entire country that's able to help you. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, I'm sure, but it sure felt that way at times. Like, it's just it was not easy. It was just not easy to always find what we wanted or somebody to do what we needed to have done.
There was a lot of jobs that I was going to just pay someone to do, but I ended up doing them because I just couldn't find anybody who wanted to do the work. No, that's not true.
You just didn't want to pay.
No, it's not like people were lazy and didn't want to work. They were extremely busy.
Yes.
It was finding someone to do my job, which was, a little job. For example, the fiberglass work. Minor patches everywhere, and it's tedious, and it's small, and it doesn't pay that much. So the guy that initially said he was going to look at it called me up and told me that he wouldn't be able to do it because he got a big insurance job. So I totally understand that. So I tackled it myself. Another quote was €600 to have a look at my heat exchanger and mixing elbow. And it's like, that's 3 bolts to take off and look inside. So I did that, and lo and behold, guess what I need? A turbocharger.
Today has started off strong. We've removed the rusty, corroded old anchor chain and anchor.
We have 88 meters altogether.
Good. Very good. Roger is not real happy with me today.
Why is that, Michelle?
Well, I found some beautiful linens because I want nice linens and I want our guests to have nice linens, and well, they're not that cheap.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
What are you worried about?
Well, we during the seed trial, there's quite a vibration and squeak coming from the drive chain. We changed the cutlass and the stuffing blank. I think that's it, but we haven't tested that yet. So I'd feel better once we get underway and all vibration and squeaks are gone.
Clear skies. Feeling thankful for that on our first cruise out, because if shit hits the fan, you know, we don't really need these other things going on either.
Okay, you want to take the look? Took this off, we went for a test drive. Vibration gone. This was the culprit. And it's quite heavy. So the problem was it was mounted too far away from support. The cutlass bearing here goes into the boat there. It was pretty much halfway, and it's not in balance, so when this spun faster, it started shaking, causing the shaft to shake. So took it off, problem solved.
We just pulled in. Roger spent the last hour and a half emptying 5 buckets of water from the bilge because the boat is leaking and we don't know what's causing the leak. We also don't have power, and we just pulled into Meganisi, hoping that, remembering that they had power, and the power's out, so we don't have power either there. This has to be one of the shittiest days.
New 80 amp alternator, the solution to our electrical issues. Just when I thought all my work was done on this boat, we had everything up and running, well, got up this morning and, well, the fridge doesn't work. The fridge guy came, he was almost 2 hours here. He had a couple of helpers with him and he replaced whatever he had to do. Fridge is working like a charm. The maps are gone.
What do you mean they're gone?
They're gone. They didn't come up, so I looked into where the map lists all the maps you have. Nothing. We do not have charts on our chart plotter, and I have no idea where they are.
Okay, but we had charts on our chart plotter.
Well, yeah, they worked when we got here. I don't get it. They're just gone.
They can't be gone.
They are. They're just not there. And you know what? I just don't want to take the chance of that card failing again, so I opted to just buy all new charts. Battery bank is installed, and funny part was, I thought I was buying AGMs at a really decent price. I was folding the boxes, and I looked at it, and I was like, the writing doesn't say AGM anywhere. They're sealed lead acid batteries. So when I bought them, it was a really good price for AGMs. Well, now that they're lead acid, it's a premium lead acid battery.
Pass it up to me.
Battery bank was weak, probably because the alternator wasn't working and it was killing the battery too many times. We had 200 watts of solar, and in the summer it may do, but come fall, it wasn't quite enough to power the battery bank sufficiently so that the fridge could run all night long. It kept triggering the low voltage on the fridge. Fridge was shut down. So to solve that, I changed the alternator, I changed the battery bank, I added a couple more 100 watts of solar on there, 170 actually. So there's 370 now, there used to be 200. We highlighted a lot of the important things to get the boat up and running, but there's a whole lot of other stuff that we spent money on. It was just too long the video would be an hour long if I covered everything, but here are some other items. The engine room blower wasn't working. The scuppers in the deck were leaking. Had to replace those. Bottom paint. We had some safety equipment to buy other than the life raft. Fiberglass repair stuff. That stuff's expensive. Also yard costs.
Oh.
Every day you're on the hard, cha-ching, cha-ching it's costing you. Oil changes for the engine, for the transmission. Plus, next spring, we're planning to get our rigging done. And that's going to be, ouch. I know that was a lot of information, so let's pop up the grand totals on the screen. As you can see, we are about 160,000 euros in the hole.
It's all the little things, they add up.
They do.
Thank God we did not blow the budget to buy this boat. That would be my number one advice. You know, we had the budget and we spent just over half to buy the boat. And thank God, I mean, that left us money, the money that you need to spend to get the boat tip-top shape, ship shape.
You never know what you're going to run into, and there are so many surprises and so many unknown things that were wrong with the boat. You don't know until you go to use it.
Yeah.
Then you find out you have to replace it.
So my number one tip to anybody wanting to come to Greece and buy a boat is to not blow your budget on the cost of the boat, because you don't want to be in trouble.
After spending that amount of money, at least we have a very solid boat now that we can trust and take off anywhere we want to go.
Yeah, I would trust it.
Yeah.
So when we look back at some of the highlights of this season, was it worth it? 100%.
Yes.
100%. You know, it was our dream. We had a dream to come to the Med, to buy a boat and sail the Mediterranean. The dream has not been easy.
Sometimes it was a nightmare.
Yeah, well, whoever said that dreams are easy? We still lived our dream.
Fish on, baby!
I love narrating these videos, and if you want to hear more from me, I have also narrated 2 audiobooks available on Amazon's Audible. You may even get one free when signing up for a membership trial. Stell, A Servant's Salvation, and A Stranger Here, A Stranger There, both authored by me, Michelle Goldstone, are 2 very different stories based on true and sometimes shocking events. Stell, A Servant's Salvation is the perfect gift for the Christian in your life or those yearning to understand the Christians in theirs. A Stranger Here, A Stranger There will make you and your teens think twice about strangers and open their eyes to the ease with which children can be trafficked. If you want to hear more from me, give these audiobooks a try. They're also available in paperback and Kindle editions. Of course, for the future loopers in your life, Half Looped, the story of our loop halfway through America's Great Loop by Michelle Goldstone makes a great gift and is also available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle editions.